Good evening, Cosmic Light Collective. We are happy to be in your presence and to be collaborating with you on healing this precious planet that we call our home and in connecting to our larger galactic experiences. We are grateful for all the help descending upon our planet and the aspects of our world and are happy to be present and contributing. I know that the topic for today is reorientation, and I look forward very much to what you have to share about that and what we will learn from it. And here are some of our initial questions about the topic. What kind of training do we need for this reorientation? Are old issues and concerns re-emerging for us to go deeper into healing and transformation? How do we best work with and through the re-emergence of these issues, especially when they are painful? How do we pivot to a new direction on the spiritual path when we have already been walking in a particular direction as individuals and as nations? And to where are we reorienting ourselves? Particularly in the United States, how can we reorient ourselves to a kinder and gentler lifestyle for citizens? Is the work that we did at the beginning of this call a reorientation for the planet? And is the Earth being reoriented in her relationship to the Milky Way galaxy? Are the changes in the way that the younger generation speak of and see themselves as a reorientation of gender on the planet? Is this the way to move forward for human evolution? And what is your definition of reorientation? And how can we best contribute and participate in this reorientation on the Earth? How does this reorientation occur in our individual lives? And how do we best flow with those changes? So these are the many questions that we are considering regarding the topic, and we look forward to your transmission. Beloved beings, it is our pleasure to be in your company once again and to be assisting the evolutionary journey of so many life forms throughout this Earth, this solar system, and this galaxy. There is a reorientation occurring throughout the solar system, the galaxy, and even into the universe, as we come together in a collaborative stance to understand and expand the expression of physical existence. We understand that what we are representing today and what we are presenting to you is a vast concept. And yet we're going to break it down into tiny steps because you are directly, as the people of Earth, being affected by the vast consequences of the changes reorienting themselves in regards to physical expressions throughout the solar system and galaxy. You understand the power of fear, and you have experienced tremendous suffering. This planet is one of the greatest schools of learning when it comes to injury, when it comes to loss, when it comes to lack of responsibility, and when it comes to selfish, egoistic pursuits at the cost of life itself. So much has been learned here by so many because of what went awry, what went wrong, what was deliberately pursued, and what was allowed to occur. The reorientation of physical life in the solar system and galaxy is to that of greater self-expression that honors the contributions of all. It is not about judgment or repercussion as much as it is about understanding, co-creativity, and liberation from any form of self-imposed oppression. These are very, very powerful words, and words that we are using with an exactness that the topic requires. The question asked about pivoting the path from destruction and disrespect to that of kindness and gentility is right on the mark. The move towards respectful, unconditional loving requires an awareness of self-expression that is placed within the context of harmony, balance, and respect. There can be no significant positive self-expression if every avenue for personal success is blocked, closed, or deliberately obstructed by those who choose to demean and to disrespect the sanctity of life. Life does not war upon itself. Life does not deliberately destroy its experience. Life does not choose oppression over expression. Life does not choose oppression over expression. Today, the reorientation that is taking place is the recognition of the soul-empowered individual's ability to choose self-expression as a means of evolutionary development. That self-expression, whether it be in idea, thought, emotion, memory, or physical activity, when it is reoriented to respectful, unconditional loving, cannot help but express its highest and best aspects. This is a very critical concept, because when you place yourself within the auspices of the expansive insight and awareness provided by the physical expression of your soul embodying in a human form the opportunity to reorient that body, mind, emotion, experience. The reorientation of that human expression moves into soul-aware behavior. It is almost as if you see through an entirely different set of eyes. It is almost as if you speak with an entirely new voice. It is almost as if you act through a body that has been reoriented to a greater level of enlightened activity. There is no oppression whatsoever. Expansive opportunity takes the place of repressive judgment, expectation, and cultural awareness. You live within the earth plane, becoming more than the earth plane offers. You live within the earth plane, becoming more than the earth plane alone offers. Last week, we talked about your ability to respond to life. And you all have tremendous capacity to respond to the evolution occurring on this planet. This week, we are beginning that responsibility by offering this reorientation to what soul-aware, soul-empowered living provides. In your beliefs, thoughts, feelings, memories, and physical behaviors. The galactic assistance sent in to the 5 subtle bodies of the Earth's auric field directly correlate to the reorientation occurring in the 5 subtle bodies of your own personal auric field. What happens for the planet in her subtle bodies affects what happens within your subtle bodies. As oppression is released and positive self-expression is explored, the ability of the planet in her own auric field to reorient to her best self-expression as a celestial being in this solar system allows her to finally and fully accept her position as a galactic citizen in the Milky Way galaxy. Her acceptance, participation, and awareness of galactic citizenship allows her to directly receive incoming galactic support, resources, technologies, interventions. The galactic support team that has been working for the past 3 or 4 weeks is now in the process of creating direct supply chains, direct streams of assistance and support in specific arenas in dire need of planetary assistance. Over the past few weeks, much has been accomplished to reorient the field, the auric field of the planet, to receive these incoming resources, technologies, and multidimensional relationships. You are part of that reorientation, and you have been for the past 3 to 4 weeks. We can say, as of today, that the reorientation is well underway and has already begun to show some successful results. We understand that what we are presenting is a vast conceptual experience, but it's also quite an intimate and personal one. For each of you have been experiencing the awareness of your monadic lives and their impact on your human experience in this incarnation. For the person who asked about the painful reemergence of these issues and topics, we guarantee you that the reorientation path upon which you are walking will assist in a more gentle and kinder understanding of how to move through and beyond what was oppressive to become expansive self-expression. If you feel that your voice is being choked, if you feel that your words are being dismissed, if you feel that your presence is being ignored, if you are aware that you are being mocked in some fashion for your difference, you are firmly in a reorientation path. Continue to walk the path until you are completely aware of the new, better, and more inviting opportunities that your soul and your monad are beginning to present to you. For some, this requires the courage of expressing who you truly are, even to people who may not be excited with your presence, but who require that energy to awaken them to realities they would never consider before. We spoke of April as being a more serious month, a nose to the grindstone month, a month where you put into action that which you have been working with since January 1. This reorientation may not take you outside of the confines of your life, but it changes the way you experience those confines, so that even if you remain in your life, you don't feel oppressed within the limitations that your third dimensional physical reality has created for you. Now we understand that those words may cause a bit of confusion, so let's break it down. Many of you are being challenged in your environments at work, your environments at home, your own experiences of yourself. These challenges are radical reorientations to how your soul can choose to be of assistance in the situations in which you find yourself. You cannot run away from your planet. You cannot run away from your national issues. You can no longer run away from yourself. Everything is to be faced. but the way you face yourself, your family, your career, your neighborhood, your community, your environment, your nation, the way you experience these aspects of your life, that is what the reorientation is about. You are here to serve, committed in love, not to run away. And so the reorientation of which you are already a part is, how do we find a way to stay together? How do we find a way to work through this together? How do we reorient our understanding of soul empowerment and soul awareness to make it more effective and possibly more accessible to those most needing to find a new way in their lives? Now, we know all of you intimately, and none of you are running from anything, otherwise you wouldn't be on these weekly calls. You are confronting, you are facing, you are courageously working through, you are making the changes required, and you are feeling the results when you do. Today we define the process that you have been engaged in for years as a reorientation of the power of soul awareness to effect the subtle bodies of the auric field of planet Earth. As each of you entertain this reorientation in your belief systems, and so many of you have lost the beliefs that threatened your soul awareness, you've released them. You have come through unharmed and in fact awakened because of the oppression and limitations of third-dimensional egoistic living. How many of you are releasing the judgments, expectations, and ego condemnations that have literally warped your experience of life on earth to be a fear-based, awful experience of self-destruction? You do not live there any longer. You reoriented yourselves, and you continue to reorient yourselves mentally. Emotional reorientation takes so much more vigilance because of the volatility of the human emotional system. It requires much more vigilance to recognize that energy in motion is simply a carrier wave for thought and memory and information. And when it's respected as an appropriately used carrier wave, it is highly efficient and effective. But it has never been meant, emotion has never been meant to be used as a weapon. The ego weaponized emotion and created massive self-destruction and planetary destruction through the misuse of emotional awareness or lack of emotional ignorance. There is much reorienting to be done in the way that the emotional body is utilized. And right now, the struggles that many of you are experiencing in re-emerging traumas have to do with mastering the way you utilize your emotion as an information delivery service, not a weapon of hurt, revenge, indictment, condemnation, injury, and sacrifice. We know that this rings true for many of you, but we also know that we are speaking to individuals capable of accessing the galactic expressions in their monadic auric fields that can help them overcome the limited understanding and perceptions of personal failure, disrespect, humiliation, and loss of reputation that leads to great self-harm. What is considered a miserable failure to the human ego is many times considered a triumphant success to the soul. Being able to recognize and identify the patterns of reorientation that the soul is providing in the emotional body create great freedom upon which solutions can be delivered, opportunities can be created, transitions can smoothly unfold. These all occur in an emotional body that is reoriented towards soul awareness and monadic fluidity. We have spoken about how fluid and how much faster change occurs through the galactic subtle body, because the limitations and inhibitions placed upon the soul by cultural and planetary expectations do not impact the way that the galactic subtle body can function. To move deeper into the etheric body, so much trauma caught in the memories, genetic, ancestral lineages, even homeworld experiences. All of these are being reoriented not to entrap, but to liberate. And we are bringing this experience to all of you now because it's occurring. It's occurring for all of us throughout the solar system and the galaxy. Creation itself is exploring a new level of liberation, of freedom of self-expression within harmonic awareness. Of the expression of life force itself. This is a tremendous opportunity to reorient as creation itself in our solar system and galaxy is reorienting. You're simply tagging along, participating in something that is occurring around you. and through you. And it is a magnificent opportunity early in this year of 2021 to reorient to these higher pathways of human and planetary transformation. Because so many of these pathways are opening up in your solar system and galaxy. All of you on this call have a commitment to serve beyond your own lives. We talk about the little egoic human who is self-absorbed and self-preoccupied. And then we talk about the soul-aware and soul-empowered human being who is awakened to the connectivity and unification of all life on earth, affecting each other. You lead large lives. Do not get trapped in a little egoic life when your reality is already so vast. Use your vast soul awareness to inform your personal choices, behaviors, languages, actions. Inform your life from this much greater perspective, and you will find it much easier to reorient in your jobs, in your relationships, with your families, in your communities. You are not bound by the entrapment of 3D egoistic thinking, behaving, restrictions. You may live in this world, but you are no longer just of this world. You are of many worlds in the solar system and galaxy, and because of that linkage, you have the awareness, the ingenuity, the inventiveness, the creativity, indeed the vision to create possibilities that are not accessible to those focused only on the earth plane. And it is through this higher intervention that the earth rises and that the civilization evolves. Within your blue galactic bubbles now, feel into the latest challenge that confronted you this week. Feel into it. Which part of you answered that challenge? The 3D ego or the 5D soul? Which part of you saw the confrontation? The 3D ego or the 5D awareness? Which one of you reacted or responded to the opportunity with which you were presented? Did you reorient yourself in the moment? Or did you feel attacked and isolated by the experience? Do these questions make the concept of reorientation much more accessible and real? You see, the work is much more serious now. As you reorient yourself to a new way of being, expressing, and living your life. As a soul-aware and soul-empowered human being, it's really happening, and you are really doing it. It is a unique opportunity that this solar system and galaxy is also reorienting its self-expression to a higher recognition of the power of life force, even more than it has previously known. And so the opportunity for greater leaps in harmony, empowerment, compassionate intelligence, active multidimensional assistance, significant developments in the way that you conceive of your life and make successes through it. All of these things are now more possible than ever. And we are happy to assist you in this reorientation, because it is a gift to all of us on this collaborative experience of planetary ascension. So, for the next few weeks, the challenges and confrontations are quite useful. Embrace them through soul awareness and soul empowerment. Utilize your monadic assistance to discover when, how, where, and why they can be implemented for the highest level of harmony and creativity, to create well-being for as many as possible. Sometimes these may appear as crises, but within the crises on the earth plane level is a gift on the soul level. You must release that which is earthly trauma and not get trapped in expectation or cultural norms. You can respect those, but you are no longer to be oppressed by them. Intelligent navigation are two important words for the next few weeks. The intelligent navigation of planetary reorientation. The earth will no longer accept certain behaviors, and you will no longer accept certain behaviors of yourself. You will transcend them, and you will explore much more that will take their place. Now within that bubble, feel the shift within your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, your memories, your physical body. Feel the shift as you reorient yourself to the situation, the challenge, the confrontation, the crisis, and your soul awareness takes over. And your soul empowerment kicks in. And the subtle bodies of your auric field reorient to a new level of coherence, supported by your solar and galactic subtle bodies. Feel the realignment move through that beam of soul's light, connecting your galactic star to your monadic sun above your head. And now feel a wave of galactic support pour through the yellow golden solar subtle body and into your soul's auric field. Feel the wave now move through your beliefs, thoughts, feelings, memories, and into your physical cells. Feel that reorientation just simply settle into place very gently. And reposition you on your evolutionary journey. Just reposition you with some fine tweaking to walk the path with greater acuity, deeper understanding, more effective response ability, and much more compassionate intelligence. And as your soul's auric field reorients, feel the aqua galactic bubble return to the aqua galactic star beneath your feet. Feel the beam of soul's energy move from the galactic star through the solar system star back to your soul star. And feel your soul's beam begin to retract from the pink monadic sun above you through the masculine and feminine chakras, galactic chakras, the crown, the third eye, the mouth of God, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, the gender unity from the shoulders and the hips, the elbows and the knees, the wrists and the ankles, the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, and into the soul's star. You may continue to feel the waves of galactic support moving through you as you relax into the subtle reorientations occurring within your own being. And so it is. This is a beautiful evening, a hopeful evening, an exciting evening. For though the work is hard, the benefits are tremendous. And we are in this together. never alone, and always finding the best ways to support each other. And so life shall grow, evolve. Love will continue to flourish, and harmony will always find a way to express itself. May the blessings be. May the blessings be. And indeed, see yourselves as part of those blessings. Until we reconvene next week, we remain your servants in love and the receptors of the blessings of you. And so it is. And so it shall be.